Hi, everyone. Welcome to Pendulum Friday here at Soulprint. Thank you very, very much for being here. I truly do appreciate it. I do have a request. If you could all just take a moment and make sure that you are subscribed, particularly if you think you're subscribed. And if you're not, I invite you to do so. And hitting that notification bell will make sure that when I release a video, you get a notification about it. All right. So let's get started, shall we? First question is, do I answer personal questions using a pendulum? Oh, yeah. I use them for myself. I use them for my kids. I use them in personal readings and private readings that I do for people. Yeah, they're an invaluable tool. So the answer to that is absolutely yes. So Bonnie Critchley, who was the person who was running against Justin Polyev in that riding in Calgary, which he won. But she says that she knows there were some shenanigans going on with him, and she's going to pursue actions. So that's going to be interesting. She wants to know if how this will turn out. So I need to turn that into a bit of a yes or no question. So let's ask it this way. Will Bonnie be able to prove that there was some sort of cheating or something going on that altered the numbers? Will she be able to prove it? Okay, no. Um, will the United States ever be known as the land of the free again? Yes, but there's been a lot of damage done, and it's going to take a while. I'd like to know what really happened at that summit that scared the crap out of Rubio and Levitt. Well, that's not really a yes or no question, so let's rephrase that a bit. During the summit with Putin, was something said or done that resulted in Marco Rubio and Caroline Levitt coming out looking scared and very concerned? Okay, that's a yes. Was there some sort of a display of power that might be used against 45? And that's a yes. It's as far as I can go with the pendulum. Let's see if I can do a reading on that. Are the states redistricting? Are the states that are redistricting? God almighty, redistricting. That's just funny. I can't talk. Coming to point of diminishing returns. I don't understand that question. So the redistricting will somehow diminish returns. I'll just ask yes, no. Is that going to create a situation where the returns are diminished, are lower than expected? No. It's interesting because what I'm hearing, maybe not so much in Texas, because that thing's just gerrymandered within the nature of life. But in other states, including some red states, people who California in particular, they're showing me, there's sort of like almost when you look at the map of California, it's like one section is blue and one section is red, almost like half and half as you go down. But there are people in that blue section that would vote or do vote um, Democrat or independent, and their vote doesn't count because the district is large and the red, the red votes win basically. So that'll be interesting to see how that. What the heck does Shady Vance even do? Well, he spent a lot of time on vacation lately, and while he's been on vacation, he's gotten booed everywhere he's gone, including Disneyland. Because I guess, he got preferential treatment and got zipped up to the front of the line, I'm assuming. And so people weren't very impressed. And he was like, well, they had to wait a little longer. Yeah, so much for like serving the people. What does he even do? He's certainly not getting his fat paycheck served to him or he's certainly getting his fat paycheck served to him on a silver platter. I can't believe and am hoping I'm right that he will never be POTUS and will ultimately go down with the rest of the Trump regime. Okay. Energetically, is there a greater than 70% chance that at some point during this term, Vance is going to ascend to the office of president? That's a yes. Will the Dems be in a position to basically create a lame duck situation with him? Yes. Okay. Will freedom of speech be restored in the United States? Isn't that funny? You just can't even imagine that that's a question that would need to be asked. I mean, it's just so sad what's going on. Um, will it be restored in the United States? Yes. Sorry. They're just saying that down the road, there's also going to be a real emphasis put on hate speech or racial profiling kind of speech. Um, and that is going to become more restricted. And because this is the thing, it's not a matter of everybody has an opinion, they should be able to voice it. When you cross the line into absolute hate, you've crossed the line. You had that situation in that Chicago school. Um, Craziness, crazy. And again, you know, you guys don't want gun control, or the vast enough of the majority don't want gun control because it keeps getting stalled. Um, is the late Robert Kennedy aware of his son in the Trump administration? Does he know what is going on with his son? Yes. Does he feel his behavior is bringing shame to the Kennedy name? Is Robert Kennedy Jr. actually mentally stable? Um, or cognitive skills um, functioning at a high level? No, because he's not all right. But he's gonna do what he's gonna do, right? Um, I heard that Peter Thiel is giving paid private lectures to his people in San Francisco on September 15th to discuss the theory of the rise of the Antichrist and AI. What does Spirit see about all this from him? Again, not a yes, no question. Let's rephrase it. Is his private lectures, are they going to have sort of any significant impact on the people who hear what he has to say? Sorry, that's a no. Oh, sorry. Um, Will Stephen Miller be successful in his plan to declare the Democratic Party as a terrorist organization? The spelling was so confusing. I literally couldn't figure out what the word was. I even Googled it. It didn't exist the way this thing is spelled. So, terrorist, is he going to be able to make that happen? No. Is Stephen Miller going to, in this life experience, is he going to face his comeuppance? Yes. Will Missouri continue to rubber stamp for Trump policies? Not moving at all. Okay. Let's ask this. Will it continue to be a red state? Okay, it's like a really, really sort of non-answer. Yes, no, yes, no. It's not saying anything. Let me see if I can get some clarity here. Um, is there going to be less cumulative votes for Republicans in the midterm and federal election in 2028 than will be anticipated or expected? Are there going to be less votes for the GOP? That's a really strong yes. All right. Um, After Trump leaves the office, will there still be a large quantity of his dictatorial regime to continue their goals? Or will we be able to regain democracy and oust them? Good question. Once Trump, see, the problem is it's not only Trump. I'm just going to play with this a bit. When Trump is no longer in office, are Republican politicians going to start backing away from some of his um, most hateful, destructive, and cruel um, behaviors and goals? Are they going to start pulling back from that? Yeah. And what I'm being told is that, and some of them are going to be losing their seats because people are going to be kind of done with the flip flop. And they're going to say, well, where the hell were you when he was doing this stuff? Well, I'm fine for you to like sit here now and say, oh, well, you didn't really agree with it, which is exactly what's going to happen. So, what you're going to see is just people that are kind of just getting done. Um, so, are we ever going to be in world peace? Is this world ever going to know complete peace throughout the entire world? No. Now, ever is kind of like a really broad question or space. So I'm sort of narrowing that down to like the next 10 or 15 years. No. Will going forward, once some of the dictator and autocratic leadership leaves or is replaced, um, will there be a return to um, being very mindful of the environment of the planet? Yes. Ooh. Will Orange Man give Social Security recipients any type of stimulus to beef up his numbers with Republicans or more broadly voters? Well, as of right now, that's a no. Does Trump use the Clintons and the Obamas? I don't understand what that question is. He certainly uses them as a distraction. He uses them as targets. Um, let's ask it this: is Trump likely to continue to create distractions by going after the Clintons and the Obamas? Yes. Apparently, oh my God, what's his name? The guy that was doing the investigation on Trump under Biden um, has apparently now been summoned to appear somewhere. Um, so there's that. Have you heard that some believe Trump has a clone? Has medical technology advanced to the point where anyone with enough money can have this done? Okay, does he have a clone? No. Um, are we able to clone humans at this point in time? No. Um, could I take a look and see if tariffs are going to get resolved? Sorry, hold on. Sorry. That was my youngest daughter saying, Mom, do you want any ice cream or any treat from Dairy Queen? Oh, sweet. It's really hot out here right now. Okay. Um, is the Republican Party in any ways, particularly under Trump, going to create some sort of successful resolution with the situation with the tariffs being imposed on other countries? Are they going to create resolution? Okay, like that's like a really, really, really strong yes. Let's see. Um, is is Trump first going to need to experience the negative impacts of this terror war that he has started? Yeah. So this is interesting. I heard that the hidden agenda with Trump and RFK Jr. is that they are planning to completely ban, criminalize all COVID vaccines. Let's see if that's going to happen. Will COVID vaccines be banned or criminalized under Trump? No. They want the immune compromised, sick, and elderly to die, and the younger people who will most likely recover from COVID. So let's ask this. Is it going to become more difficult for people to get the COVID shot? Yes. Do they? It's part of what is going on in the overarching ideas and attitudes. Is this about weakening the health and honestly sustainability of elderly people in the United States? That's a yes. Is it going to be successful? Okay, no. And the final question is, will they be successful in banning COVID vaccines for all of us, so around the country? Will they be successful in doing that? It doesn't look like it. But what they're going to do is they're going to make it so that it is like really out of reach for people, particularly people on a fixed income. Pieces of national parks and federal preserved lands are being sold to mining interest. Is 45 pocketing the money? No. Slightly better question. Is he receiving any sort of monetary gain from particularly these oil and mining companies as a result of the decisions and choices he's making? That's a yes. So like kickbacks, right? You do this for me, you're going to mysteriously find a pocket of money somewhere. But he's not actually taking money from the lands that are being sold. Will Felon 45 be in the White House at Halloween? Just like a yes. I really hope I'm wrong on that. Will his big, beautiful ballroom be finished? No. Interesting. Will all of the Epstein files with redactions for the victims be successfully released by Halloween? That's yes, I have to say I'm kind of surprised. Okay. Trump has been pushing a lot of merchandise with Trump 28 on it. Does that actually refer to him or to another member of the Trump family? Okay. Does Trump actually truly believe that he is going to be able to run in 2028? No. Does he believe that the presidency should be passed on to a member of his family? Okay, yes. Is that going to happen? No. Is he pushing that merchandise simply for money? What a surprise. Yes. He asked his followers to donate money so he can go to heaven. I guess he thinks that getting into heaven is like a transaction. What I can't even go into his brain. I can't even understand how that statement sort of makes sense to anybody. But then again, there are a lot of people who have very rigid ideas about what is and is not acceptable to God. And they live their lives honestly in misery, adhering to this belief structure that he is, cruel and vindictive. And if you don't toe the line, there will be punishment. It's so sad. Okay. How many donations do you think he'll get? Will he receive a lot of donations as a result of that request? As of right now, no. Um, Sort of rambling like a lunatic these days, isn't he? Thank you for being here. So we can something nice for yourself and somebody else. And take care. Be well. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. Bye for now.